Just looking about the New Zealand dairy industry, to what extent do you think there are some potential here, and how would you suggest that if people came to you, what kind of advice would you be offering them in getting started? What would be the KPMG story that you'd tell to someone that came to you and said, we'd like to get a bit of advice from you?
We'll give a little bit, both a little bit. I think the first thing is absolutely this opportunity here, just the characteristics and the attributes that, from a physical point of view, the product has, and the alignment with what your customers or our global customers are looking for is there. The piece of advice that I think is really important is to ensure that as we go to market, we bring about the best from New Zealand in a collective sense. We're far too small to target multiple niches. So that would be, I think, if you said one thing I see in NZ, it's about collaboration and working together. I'm not promoting a structure or anything, but you've just got to work together to make the best of what you've got.
And I think a real opportunity for this industry to actually differentiate versus other industries, that we are fragmented, whether across multiple different sectors, and there's a lot of people, a lot of businesses and a lot of sectors and industries trying to go individually or as small groups and onto the global stage. And I think the more that we can, and there's evidence of that today, where you can collaborate and go as a collective, and as Simon said, we're not indicating what model that is, but the more thought that can be given to that, the stronger the position that we will collectively have internationally.
Yeah, g'day guys. Wendy and Michael, just really interested in your, David from Thorvald, just really interested in your retail prices that you're getting for your finished products.
Oh, okay. We do a couple of strategic farmers markets. One of them is Sydney, at a place called Carriage Works, that is a notorious place for chefs to go to on a Saturday morning. So we use that to gently tell our story and to talk to chefs as well. But generally we'll sell our we're talking Aussie dollars, yeah. So generally we're selling our cheeses for between $80 and $100 a kilo, and our yogurt, which we're selling directly to customers. When we sell them directly to customers, we'd be selling them for $8 for half a kilo, or $16 a litre. Obviously, you're taking a little bit of a haircut on that if you're selling to a distributor and you're selling wholesale. So those, instead of 80 to 100, you might be selling more like $50 or $60 per kilo. But we're trying to get to we're at a point where we can easily predict revenue, because quite simply each sheep is producing pretty close to $3,000 worth of product each year.
Yeah, Michael, Dave Clayton from Duncroft Limited. What made you use Instagram as a platform rather than other Twitter, for example?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thanks for that. The reason is because firstly we had to identify our market, and our market is people that love food, and especially chefs. And when you look at the medium of choice for people that are foodies, it's unequivocally Instagram. People are going to, I don't know if you've been fine dining recently, but if you go to a three-hatted restaurant, inevitably, if you look around, you'll be seeing somebody taking a photo of their food and posting it on Instagram. People are, because it's such a visual medium, you can actually. We put up an Instagram just 2 days ago with a huge mushroom that's growing on our fence line, and beyond it, a whole bunch of ryegrass that's springing up from this beautiful rain we've just had. And you only need to just put one word: autumn. You let the picture tell the story, and so Instagram is a far better medium for us because of the market and because of the style of how we like to present our story in pictures rather than in words. And we find that does really well for us. We've got something like 1,500 followers. It's not much. In the scheme of things, I've got a friend whose dog's got 5,000 followers. So, but the point is that it's the right people. It's we make a point of following all the restaurants worth their salt in Sydney, and by and large, they follow us back.
Thank you.
Hi there, Lucy Griffiths, Innovate Aotearoa. A question for Blue River Dairy. Really exciting what you're doing in terms of creating this global dairy company with 3 different types of milk now, and with premises in Italy and New Zealand. My question is around your first statement from Gareth. How's your supply base being grown in Southland and New Zealand? Have you made any progress since last year's conference?
Yeah, thanks, Lucy. Good question. In terms of supply base, it's been pretty consistent from last year. So the farms, we operate under a supply agreement. So Blue River 2 years ago structured the farmers focus on genetics and milk production. We focus on processing. The farms, what they did last season versus what they're still doing this season, it's actually much of a muchness. They've actually just got some traction in the last probably 5 months with some new resource in their team and actually looking at the modelling and how they're selecting ewes and milking ewes and the performance on the farm. So I think that they're actually going through a process of ensuring that before they take the step up in growth and supply, that they're getting it right, because you can't exponentially increase without making it economically viable. So much of a muchness from season to season.
One further question. Thank you. Just one.
Jack Keys from Farmex here. Another question for Robert and Gareth. Starting off as a sheep milk company and selling your sheep milk products based on the fact that it's a premium product over cow's milk, how do you then keep that market justification when you're also selling cow's milk with the same brand on it and in a similar looking can?
Yeah, really good question. Look, our main market and where our ownership and our expertise sits from a sales and marketing perspective is China. The Chinese market is 85-90% bovine milk. So in terms of volume, we see it as an opportunity for us to be able to secure our business and grow, but also that we see that there's the CFDA changes give us an opportunity to leverage our listing into China. So if you think about the value of Blue River, yes, it's our brand, it's our processing, but it's also our registration. So it's giving us the ability to recover some of the cost that we would not be able to do if we didn't increase the volume. And with sheep milk, the demand is increasing by 50-100% every year in market, and we can see that growing very, very well, but it's probably not happening at the time when we need it right now to capture those fixed costs. So I think it more complements our products, to answer your question, rather than detract from it, and it gives our consumers an option, because the cow milk will be at a lower price point in market, and it just means that we can get our brand out there and more trusted and more known to our consumers, and increase our volume to justify what we do. Yeah.